Fans of freedom. We are currently stealing a little bit of internet from the O'Connell Lodge in Demopolis, Alabama. Between me and you, don't tell. But yeah, skated a couple. What was it? 104 miles in the last few days. 2 days I skated that, so kind of a new record for me. And I was using some new skates, these things called land rollers. And if you haven't seen them, the best way to describe them really is as bicycles turned into skates, because they have these giant wheels on the side, and they kind of angle underneath you, so you're just cruising if you can get going straight and on a flat area. So those were pretty helpful. I liked them. I'm going to give you guys some pictures below so you can check them out. But apart from that and that craziness, skating across the country craziness, I have been having some interesting thoughts in the last couple days. I've been thinking about goal setting and projects, and I've really been thinking about this whole idea of longevity and the importance of having long-term goals that you stick to even when they're not as exciting as they once were. You know, when I first got this idea to skate across the country, I was going to go and speak to all these students and do this great thing, it was pretty cool. You know, I was telling people about it, and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to do this. And people were pretty impressed, and they still are. You know, it's funny because I meet people every day, and they'll see me skating, or one way or another it comes out, and I tell them about it even if I'm not skating, and people are just like, whoa, 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 whoa. So like, you skated here from New York. That's like over 1,000 miles. Yeah, I did. But for me, it's like, well, I did it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You really can't feel that impressed about yourself when you're doing this every day. I mean, you just do it. But what I've come to realize is that in the long term, even if something doesn't feel as exciting as it once did, or if you're kind of in this phase where you're still working towards it, you're still making it, you're in this, as one of my favorite authors, Seth Godin, likes to call it, you're in this dip. It can be tempting. It can be tempting to see that next shiny thing, you know, that next new idea that, you know, legitimately is probably a good idea, but probably overall not as good of an idea as this. But more importantly, it's not the thing that you're working on right now. It can be tempting to jump on that and to not finish, to just move on to the next thing. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs and people who kind of think like I do, that's really a big temptation. And what I've come to realize is that if you are committed to something and strategic about how you go about it, the real challenge is really just maintaining that excitement. And so if you can find ways to get yourself back to a point where you're excited about the project, maybe in a new way, taking a new approach, but still being strategic, still doing the things that have worked up until now, not trying to reinvent the wheel on everything, that makes a lot more sense than just jumping from thing to thing to thing. You don't want to be Mr. Jump to the next shiny thing or Mrs. Jump to the next shiny thing, because you're never really going to get anywhere if you do that. So those are my 2 cents. I don't know, probably going to go eat some food, get some sleep, and I don't know, maybe I'll skate 50 miles tomorrow. Who knows? Talk to you guys later. Austin S. Out.